So my name is Daniel Ramsey. I own a company called My Outdesk. We're a virtual professional company, and I say virtual professionals because we're not virtual assistants. We actually have people that are like super talented in sales, marketing, and operations. So our company helps other companies create what we call a blended model, where some folks are in-house doing the most important work, like growing revenue, loving on clients, and really allocating capital and growing a business. And then our virtual professionals take all of the other stuff, all the non-dollar productive, all the things that really are important, but aren't crucial to driving revenue growth. And we take those off the plate for our clients and customers. We've served over 5,000 people, been in business 12 years. And, we've learned a lot and had a lot of fun creating these blended markets, Yeah, I accidentally started in real estate. I bought my first house, and the agent on the other side actually the agent who sold me the house mailed me my keys. Like, he literally said, "Hey Daniel, what's your home address?" And he mailed me, like snail mailed. Back then it was like snail mail. So after closing that transaction, I was like, wait a minute, I could do a better job than that guy. And I got into real estate, and I flipped a bunch of houses. I have a contractor's license. I'm a developer, so I've built brand new construction communities. And I was a mortgage broker and real estate broker. So I've gotten the opportunity to be, what I call, and for your audience, the real estate nerds, guys, here's the deal. Real estate is the only market where you can do insider trading. So if you know more than the person on the other side of the table, not only can you win, but you can win in a big way, which is building wealth. And so for me, it's just such a leverageable piece of growing a business. You have assets, and you can get loans, and you can insider trade. So for me, it's a big deal. You'll love this, Scott. I'm driving down our neighborhood. My wife and kids are in the car, and I'm like, "Oh, open house, babe! I just got to stop real quick." Or I see I live in a nice neighborhood, and I see a rundown house. I'm like, "Hey, babe, do you mind if I just stop and look at this house really quick and leave a card?" I'm just a real estate nerd. My wife calls it house porn because every night I'm looking for real estate in the MLS and in CoStar and LoopNet, our commercial. So I do commercial and residential. I don't care where the asset is. I just look for value add and long-term holds. And so my wife likes to make fun of me. Are you on the house porn tonight? And I'm like, I totally am. I've got like a bazillion different LLCs because I was protecting each asset. And one of the challenges with a guy like me, who I might buy a property and long-term hold it, I might flip it, I might completely redevelop it. So I don't have a set strategy. A lot of investors have, a very set strategy. In my world, it's very dependent on, what the asset looks like and what the opportunity is. So whether it's commercial or residential or, I've bought land before and developed land. So I just don't have a set playbook. So for me, the idea of having one LLC, a Series LLC, and being able to transact multiple different transactions inside of that LLC, have it kind of individualized and protected so that, each asset is separately classed and I don't have to worry about that. And as well as, not worrying about the accounting and all the different, entity creations and like, am I keeping track of this entity that is in this state and this entity that is in that state? So for me, it was just to simplify down into one entity, have the asset protection, and be able to have an operating kind of company that encompasses all of my real estate transactions. Well, what it is so we have a controller who can now handle one LLC versus, like literally, I think we had five. So streamline the operations for sure, made it simple for us to manage when we purchase a new property. I don't have to wait for an attorney. I don't have to register it in the state. Like, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that has made it a lot easier to operate. And again, I'm crazy. I love real estate. I just buy different things, whatever makes sense. And so, yeah, that's why I did. Last year I flipped this year, actually, I flipped a house in Texas. I bought a hotel in San Antonio, and I'm in the middle of a commercial purchase in California. And all three of those transactions, I had to have a different entity. And that all happened just this year. Hotel, single family house, and commercial building. I mean, that's how weird my stuff is, right? And so now I've got one spot to put all those things in, and I don't have to worry about creating a whole bunch of different stuff. The confidence that you've done it before, that the other piece was I was really concerned that about the piercing of the corporate veil, meaning in our LLCs, we 5 different things. If we forget to, file something, or if we use a personal card instead of a corporate card, like I just was worried that we might kind of screw up operationally as a company, and spend money in a space that would actually get us in trouble later, because we pierce that thing. So one of the things that I really liked about you guys was you gave us the confidence to know that each individual property would be kind of separated from the other, and that there wasn't going to be a concern of piercing that corporate veil. So that was number one. Number two, I through all of your kind of videos, testimonials, all the information that you had on your website, I felt, okay, this guy has done it before. It's not your first rodeo. You always get scared when you're working with somebody new, whether or not they know what they're doing. So that was number two. And then you came highly referred and recommended. So, there was a high level of trust for us. Well, I'm on this video right now. So there you go. I would say if you have assets, and I think you kind of have a formula for when you should actually have a Series LLC, but I think the thing is asset protection only becomes really important when you have a lot of assets. And if you're in the business of investing money and purchasing real estate, that's how you might want to contact your company. The education is there and the information is there. And I think that's probably the thing that made me most comfortable is all the information. It wasn't like hire me, pay me a retainer, and then, I'll produce something. It was very transparent. And I felt like you have all of your ducks in a row in terms of the information. So that made us feel comfortable to move forward.
That's awesome, Daniel. Thank you so much for sharing that all with me.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Congratulations. And if you're listening, I mean, learning and education is free. So I would jump on that part of this offering for sure.